So let's do another one. Would you rather be able to live in a world where all your emotions will appear as color, like like Inside Out, everyone can see it. Like there's a little projector above your head showing your emotions as color, or in a world where everyone can hear your thoughts? Which world would you rather live in?
Hey, okay. Color is more
None of
anonymous. I mean, it's the best thing to anonymity you can get in this evil world.
Yeah. No, I
uh,
think I think I'll prefer the world where everyone can hear your thoughts.
Chief,
Yeah.
you must be an angel.
No, you know why?
You must be
Because I think it doesn't matter how people try to hide it. I don't know about you guys. I have this feeling like I can always see through. I can know how someone is feeling about a particular event. So I don't know. But
are you asking from the movie where all the men can see thoughts?
No, 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 no.
no, not really. Uh,
Oh, okay.
uh, but yeah, if I could hear the thought, because you could always tell what somebody is thinking, or I don't know. But I feel like I don't
I
know.
don't know what world you may be living
Mm.
in right now where you feel you can tell. I believe there are some people that can mask it to the point that you can never tell, honestly. Maybe go watch, I forget the name of the movie right now, but maybe go watch it
Yeah.
where
So which is why, but that's the thing. Which is why knowing what they're thinking is better because that way you can't hide it. Because yeah, to a certain extent, you could tell how maybe someone is angry towards you. You could sense that, right? Or you could
so
feel like someone is angry towards you, and that's not always the case. But if they are thinking a certain way, you definitely hear their thoughts, and that
I
one you
don't want to
can't
hear their
you
so
thoughts.
can't
let me
mask.
ask you this, which may break the entire conversation, but do you know that sometimes thoughts and emotions don't go together? You're talking about you
Yeah,
can
but it's either
perceive
or. Though.
what someone is saying if they're angry with you, but that's emotions. And sometimes your thoughts could
Hmm.
actually come out as emotions as well, right? So somehow it will be hard to literally distinguish between that. Let me give you an example. And I like to use myself once in a while for example. Back in 2020, I had a two disc in my spine, two separate
Ooh.
ways. I couldn't walk without a cane. But when I'm in the car and you're talking to me and I'm sitting down, I'm laughing, right? I'm happy. I'm literally telling you or showing you I'm happy. But man, the thought of stepping out of that vehicle was the worst of my life because I couldn't literally stand up. I needed a cane to get up. So I've just shown you I'm happy. But inside, I'm like, can you just leave me alone so I can actually just go back and go rest?
Please, I don't want people to hear my thoughts and I don't want people to hear other people's thoughts. See the color in my head: angry,
Yeah.
embarrassed,
Yeah.
horny, whatever
But you
it
can
is.
always
But
think about something different. Think about it. Let's say I ask you a question. You can always divert
Yes, but your emotion,
and then think about
but the thing
something
is, your
else.
emotion is still your emotion. In this scenario you're painting, you can hide your emotions by talking, right? But this one, you can't hide the emotion; it's just going to show.
Yeah.
So even if you're saying you're fine and you're actually angry,
yeah,
you're
that's
actually angry.
No, I
The
think they
red
both go
fire.
together. You know why I said they both go together? Okay,
chief.
this is what I
No,
think, right? If if you channel your thoughts towards a certain emotion, it's like when you're thinking, your thought takes away, I don't know, I feel like your thought takes you away from whatever emotion and diverts it to wherever you want it to go. Let's say I'm angry, right? Or I'm having pain somewhere. And then all of a sudden I'm watching a maybe a comedy show and then I start to laugh. That laughter takes away
No, no,
the pain I'm feeling,
doesn't.
doesn't
No.
it?
chief. Imagine you're at work and your boss says start giving you hell and say, and in your mind you're thinking, I want to stab this person in the eye. Is there need for all that detail? No, it's just better for your boss to see you angry. Of course, it's going to be angry. You're getting bollocked. It's not, I want to
do you
drown this man
do
in
Uh,
you
my bath.
know I like that, and do you know why I would go over the emotions? Because you do have, to a degree, a certain control over your emotions. Your thought can run wild that
Oh
you
God.
cannot bring it
Hmm.
back. Honestly, when you start to
mm,
spiral, then you would understand that, okay, how do I come back to being calm? How do I center my peace? But your emotions, you can control it. You're watching a movie. hard man. A very emotional scene comes through. You don't want to cry, but you know it's in there. Obviously, you pinch yourself when you hold back that tears. But your thoughts, no, it's hard to
Fair enough.
control. The
It's too
mind
dark
is
in there.
honestly, the mind is
Right.
just yeah, it's hardest to control an emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
On that note, welcome everyone back to another session of Scatayan. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day. If you're not, remember we're sending positive vibes your way and hope something comes your way this week that makes you smile. As always, I'm your guy and the host who loves pepper soup with goat, Toves. In today's episode, we are going to tackle about food and how society influences our food preferences. Because food is not just about what we eat and for sustenance, it has to do with how we socialize, how we're raised, our cultural background, and so much more. So we're going to be delving into that today. And joining me to scatteryan on this topic are Mr. Stan, known as the man with a plan. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, good, good. I appreciate the opportunity again, as always. So thanks for the
Thank you
invite.
very much for coming. And we also have the man who also talks with his face, but is never here to party. Ade, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine, too. I'm very well. Nice to be here again. Hope
Yeah,
you're
I'm doing
good.
well as well. Thank you for asking. And we also have the man who loves to live life with no worries, Mr. Morris the Boris. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's good to be back
All
and good to join this group of esteemed guests to have a good conversation. But yeah, good to
right.
be
Thank
back.
you for joining us as well. You know how they say you are what you eat? Well, let's get to the meat of the matter and ask the panel and you living at home as well. Remember, you can also leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Press the like button while you're doing that and subscribe if you're yet to do so or if you're new. Right. So, first question is what is your favorite food? And the caveat is was this food inspired by your culture? Is it inspired by your family? And also, what is one food that you don't like? And was that inspired by culture or by society? I'm going to start with my favorite food. My favorite food is a dish that is served and given from southern Nigeria, Delta State, Robo to be precise, and it's called starch and owo. And the owo I'm talking about is not the white one with that taste with egusi and pepper soup. No, I'm talking about the one with the palm oil. You know, we call it owurobo when I was growing up. It's with palm oil, with some water leaf, with some nice tiko. You know, and tiko is dried meat so smoked that it's so strong that you can literally peel the beef like biscuits, right? And also there's this particular fish that's very, very expensive as well, but the fish is so chunky that it tastes like meat. Right? If my grandma cooked that thing for you, trust me, you will never want to eat anything again. Even just me thinking about it, you can even see the smile that's bringing to my face. Right? My mom can cook it very well. My sister can cook it very well, but nothing beats the one by the matriarch herself, Nene. Right? So basically, when next I go to Nigeria, she has to cook that one for me. She's retired from cooking right now, but just like Tony Cruz and Paul Scholes, she has to do it for one more time for good luck. So basically that's my favorite food, and it's inspired, like I said, just by family as well as the culture Yoruba by tribe, right? But at the same time, the food that I don't like is also was initially inspired by society. I grew up, I was raised in Ibadan, but at the same time I moved to Abuja, and in the north I used to hear the Igbos describe the Yoruba's version of this food as ofe manu, right? Meaning that the soup is too oily. And I'm talking about the Yoruba egusi soup. No, no offense to all the Yorubas out there. Unfortunately, I don't know if the society put that thing in my head, but now I don't like the Yoruba egusi at all because it's too oily. I don't see it as nice as the Igbos cook it or the Yorubas cook it. Hausa's to cook egusi anyway, I don't think. So yeah, so society influenced also the food I don't like the most either. But what about the rest of the panel? Let's go with Morris.
Okay.
Yes, go for it.
Let me jump in immediately. You know why? Because when you ask the question of what's like your favorite and maybe your not so favorite food,
Yeah.
right? I wasn't too sure, right, about what the not so favorite food was until you mentioned starch and owo
Hmm.
soup. And I can say without thinking about it too much that that would be my worst.
You need to. You need
meal.
to be beaten and flogged.
Wait, wait. You know why? Let me. You know, before we started, we
Which
were
or
just
which
having a
which owo? Is
conversation
it the
where
palm oil owo or the egusi owo?
All
the
of the
I
above.
think it's the pamoya owo,
Okay.
right? You know, we are just having a conversation about expectations, Stan, earlier on when we were talking about expectations, and then so it just made me, because when I was in Delta State, you know, that's like one of the traditional soup
Yes.
and meals in Delta State, and when I was doing my early university education there, it was like pretty much the talk of the town how this is like one of the best meal, and so the expectation I had for the food was, you know, somewhat high, and so my expectation was that upon trying this meal, it was going to be great, but unfortunately, the reality versus expectation was very, very
Mm.
much different. So the first experience I had of it could be the cook,
I would say it's the
right?
cook. Yes.
It was, yeah, it was really,
There
really
was no
terrible.
tico. There was no
So
crayfish. Proper those big prawn crayfish. Inside and what have you.
I can't remember. This was more
Periwinkles,
than,
eh?
let's say, 15 years ago that I tried it, and that was I think the first and last time
Okay,
I
which one
actually
is your
tried it,
best one
because it
then?
was
Don't. Right now you're affecting my culture. I feel like shooting you bow and arrow. But
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to try your grandma's one
yes,
to
please,
know for
please.
sure. But yeah, my best one I would say would be simple yam and fried eggs, and yeah, I
Like,
think I
was that
like that one.
is there
Just
a family
simple.
reason? Is there a cultural reason?
No, really. The, I think it's just something you know, I'm not really sure why, but I find that it's every now and then I make it a point of order to prepare that meal as opposed to everything else. So maybe every month or at least every month I would get yams, and then but that's one meal that I can say repeatedly I don't get tired of, because the thing with me is that food, one week I'm enjoying this meal and I'll prepare more of it, and then the following week I'm tired of it, and then I'll have to try
No,
something
I
else.
didn't. I didn't like yam and egg.
So yeah, but
I didn't like yam and egg because in
for
my
me
in
that
my
was my
primary school that
favorite.
was
So
my lunch
yam.
every day, and I didn't like it. Maybe since then, because all those lunch packs was yam
Uh,
and egg, yeah, all the time. So no, no, I got tired since I was a child.
oh,
So no
okay.
yam and egg for me. Plantain and egg though, different kettle of fish. Are they?
It has to be.
Nah.
It has to be the. It has to be the overripe
Yeah,
plantain,
definitely.
not yeah, not the very hard ones. I call that transparent plantain, the overripe one, because you can primarily see the
Yeah.
sweetness when it's done. You can taste it through your eyes. You don't even have
Yeah.
to
So,
eat
so
it.
I agree.
since Tani, you're already going with it, like, so what's your favorite food then? And is it inspired by family culture? And your own favorite is it inspired by family culture? Things like that.
Well, I don't want to be again a devil's advocate, but I really don't have any. Growing up, I just didn't like anything that had to do with eating solid foods, right? So just give me rice and I'm okay with it. Give me something else other than that, right? Right now, I've come to understand that I love the
Yeah.
experience
Don't
of
go
food.
too far yet because we will get
Um,
there. But yes. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I don't have a favorite, and maybe least favorite will be eating solid, but I
What do you
really
mean by
don't have a
solid?
favorite
Because
as long as you're
rice
not
is
giving.
solid as well. What do you mean by solid? Just because.
Well, what we call in Nigeria the local pounded yam, fufu.
Bah.
Oh, I hate Gary by all means. Oh, I hate it. Jeez. And then it depends on the soup again. I don't like. I forget the name.
Oh, but no, you don't like
Okra.
okra.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Oh
don't go
no,
there.
nope. I don't. Nope. Not. Nope.
Mm.
Nope. It's just I want to eat. Do I have to fight my food to eat it? Right? Like it's a
Maybe
workout.
you can do what Aki and Papa did in
Come on.
one film where they're using scissors to cut the draw. So maybe you. that
Too much work. I'm hungry. I just want to eat.
Fair enough.
That's about
Yeah,
it.
let's go to Ade. Your choice and preference.
Mm, I know you said it earlier. I think I'll agree with him. Growing up, it will have been pounded yam, egusi, or things like that. But these days, I'm not loyal to any one food, and I don't think I should be. Whatever catches me is what I'll go for.
Yes, and
Yeah. Least favorite. Again, it just depends on the day. One day, egg could be what I want to eat. The next morning, if you bring me that same egg, I might throw up.
mm,
So, again, just The mood I'm in determines what I want or what I hate.
We've talked about the food inspired by our culture and growing up. What about your favorite food from another culture? Because a lot of us have moved from Nigeria to societies that are very, very diverse. We've met different people from different parts of the world. But for me, I would say my favorite food from another culture is Turkish food, in particular the kebabs. Right, I love every kebab available in this world. Lamb kebab, chicken kebab. If there was a fish kebab, I'm sure I'm going to like it as well. Right, I just like Turkish food, and I think the reason why I like it is because probably the seasoning is kind of similar to Nigerian seasoning. Because I'm quite picky with my food, I don't explore a lot. I've not tried a lot of Indian food because again, maybe because the kind of seasonings that we use in Nigeria is different from the one in India, where there's like 50,000 different spices. My tongue cannot cope with all of those different spices and seasonings. So I don't enjoy like the Indian food or curries that much, but I don't mind like Turkish food and barbecue type things. So that's for me. Anyway, what about the rest? What about you guys?
Oh, I'm not loyal to a single culture. As, again, it's the experience for me. If I go somewhere, and I see it, I want to taste it. I just want to taste it and see if I can recreate it. So as long as it tastes good, I guess it has to be spicy as well. And we know when they say, "Oh, do you want a spicy?" Here, it's by adding salt and some other things, but spicy has to be it. But I'm not loyal to a culture for food. I love to just try it all. Like I just want to be in an adventure, just trying different stuffs.
Sweet. For me, I'll go with Thai curry. I like it. It's simple, straightforward, and does the job. But yeah, I'll still explore. But so far, Thai green curry, or Thai red curry. Yes, please.
All right. I think I don't
Yeah.
mind Thai green curry as well. I prefer the Thai green one to the Thai red one. I also like Chinese food as well, but again, it's just because the taste is quite similar. A lot more soy sauce, obviously, but I think the taste is quite similar to, in my own opinion. Are they shaking your head? You don't enjoy Chinese food that much, or
Soy sauce, no.
all right? And then Maurice,
Oh well,
Coconut milk,
you're
yes.
not gonna survive fried rice here in Canada then.
Oh dear.
and then
Yeah,
Maurice,
I think for me, I like Mexican food, so all them enchiladas, fajitas,
picky foods.
those ones. Plus, I can make them myself. Yeah. So usually, like Stan said, whenever I go to a restaurant or whenever I travel to a new place, I see the food, I like it. I must make the food myself when I get back home. So it's something I always do. So if I see a recipe and it looks good, I'll just find out how it's made and then just try and do it by myself. So enchiladas, fajitas, those ones I like. Plus it has this sort of spice and flavors that are very similar to like African cuisines as well. So I think for me, I'll go with those ones for now. But it does vary from time to time. But I would say off the top of my head right now, Mexican is quite good.
Fair enough. And then my next question is going to be, since we are trying different food from different cultures, like social media has come to spice up things now. And it's a trend whereby on Instagram, if you click one social influencer's post, you just keep getting some over and over and over again. So have you guys gone to a restaurant or tried food because of social media influencers were recommending this?
No, I'm not a sheep.
Wow.
I take that last
Okay.
bit back. Sorry.
So basically, no, you've not tried it
I
yet.
wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say food. Um, Probably pastries or something, cake in a cup kind of thing. Yes, especially the fact that they just opened up and then all of a sudden everyone's talking about it. So I want to see exactly and taste what they're talking about. Not food, but if it comes to some sort of baked goods, yeah.
Mm. So like, what's it called? Is it confectionaries or what is it called now? All those cakes and tarts
Yeah,
and
like
all the
pastries and
pastries.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, I will
Okay,
try that because I believe we don't really have a whole lot of
right.
that out there. And
I
but yeah, when it comes to food, I just
fair enough.
yeah, I don't even go with reviews when it comes to food. I just want to go try it
Okay, so
myself.
you're going to try like cinnamon puff puff because it's trendy then, something like that.
Oh, yeah, they just they started doing something here with that as well. They even had a cinnamon sausage roll, and I just seen it, right, and it wasn't even because of an influencer or whatever. I was just walking by and I seen it, and I'm like, I got to try it, and it was good.
Ah, no,
It
no,
was
don't
good.
ruin the original taste.
That's where we take it back to expectations. I don't care what your expectations are. Let me go taste it
Fair
myself.
enough. No, I think I've been influenced in not in the way of social media, but unlike Stanley that doesn't check the review, I think we check the review as well to go to restaurants because if it has a lot
Mm.
of positive reviews more than negative, then we're going to try it. Because like there was a time that me and my missus went to Chinatown, and in Chinatown in Piccadilly Circus, there's a lot of Chinese restaurants. I like Chinese food, as we said earlier, but we wanted to go to the best of the best of the best. So definitely you have to go to TripAdvisor to see the one with the best review. And trust me, I was not disappointed. Their prawn toast, beautiful. I didn't like prawn toast before then, but after eating their prawn toast, oh man, I'm in love. I'm in love with prawn toast right now, but not from any other random place. What about? I know Ade said he's not a sheep. He's not influenced. Do you like look at social media? No, TripAdvisor and any of those kind of places for reviews for restaurants or
Oh yeah, you most certainly, especially when it's an environment that you're not uh, used to. You always want to see what's going on. Like whenever I travel, and it's always a hassle to look for food, so I make it a point of contact not to um, eat any like British or African food that I'm used to. So I would always want to go and try the local delicacies and local cuisines, right? So, and sometimes you go to a restaurant, and I've noticed that a lot of there was the last, or when was it? Last month, yeah, we're in Italy, Milan, and I think I was just looking for a place to eat. So I went to the nearby restaurant without trying, without even looking at the reviews. It was literally close to the hotel I was staying in. The food was terrible, one of the worst meals. So you would think that it's Italy and it's pizza. It would be one of their, best sort of delicacies, but it wasn't. It was terrible. And so that's why most times always looking at the review, even if it's Google review, Yellow Pages, or whatever you have, just see what people are saying about the food. It always goes a long way. So I do check the reviews most of the time to see
I,
what
I could
individuals are saying about the food.
I'll probably counter you in that one. And the only reason I say, to me, I don't want to really go look at reviews. To you, that's terrible. Maybe your taste is different, right? Most people may want something spicy, right? I've also, and don't get me wrong, it's not like I've never seen a review, but I've seen a review of a restaurant where people complain, oh, it's not this, it's not that, and I tried it. Man, every time I go back and get the exact same dish all the time because it's really good. So I really don't look at reviews. To me, when I want to taste it, like I said, it's an adventure for me. I really want to distinguish the taste. Oh, I can taste this and that. And I've been doing that for a while and I love it. So if I want to, I feel that if I start to read a lot of reviews, except maybe there's a health thing to it, like, oh, they've got rats or blah, 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 then no. Like, I mean, we've seen some videos of a certain country where they blow their nose and they still take and oh, I don't
Hey.
even want to go there, but I would just rather just try it and taste it and have that experience for myself. And then if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And then move on to the next one. And just like yourself, when I go over to a country or whatever, I don't want to try everything I know I can get where I'm at already. I want to try their local food, something
Yeah.
local, but also a good restaurant. So I guess when I see the restaurant at face value, if it's super clean or whatever, clean, like I like that hygiene. So I look for the hygiene and stuff
right.
like that. If I walk in, I could walk into a restaurant. If I see someone, and I've done this several times, I go to McDonald's in the morning. Let's assume I'm done working out and I want to grab a quick a sandwich. If I see that they're not wearing, whoever is making my sandwich isn't wearing a hairnet or no gloves, blah blah blah, I can still take out the sandwich, but I'm not going to eat it. So sometimes I really don't want to see how it's been made because I know it would influence my decision to either eat it or
So you
not.
will not go to all those
So,
Japanese restaurants where they like, play with the food and dice it up in front of you.
oh, that I would go. I've seen we have the same
Yeah.
here, and I've been there, and it is very sanitized
Mm,
to say. So I guess again, it depends on your taste. For me, I
Yeah.
want the
The,
experience.
yeah.
At the same time, it has to be a clean place. And sometimes I don't want to see how it's being made because it would definitely influence my decision of eating or
all right,
not.
fair enough.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
want would you rather
Wait,
questions
before
right
we
now.
go there, but you know that we know that food is a good way to catch up with a group of friends, right? So, have you guys been inspired to go to a particular
Wow.
restaurant or like a restaurant because you went with your friends for a social meal? So, me, for example, I think there's one place I like to go for breakfast now because me and a couple of my friends went there, and they had good service, and so that's where I like to go for my breakfast now.
Mhm.
What about you guys? Have you been influenced by friends to go to a particular place to eat food? Since if
No,
let's start with
not
Ade
really.
because is not influenced by social media. Let's see if friends can can kind of sway his decisions.
No, is the simple answer to that. Like I can keep the memory of, oh yeah, that time when we went to place X, oh lovely time at place D. Pull up. No, because of that, and I want to be going there every day. Are they giving me free food or what? No,
All
sir.
right. And Johnny Boy, have you been influenced to go try a restaurant because well, to stick to go to a particular restaurant because you're trying to socialize with your friends?
I would say no, but there's an I don't know whether it's called an app, but like there's a website they call Things to Do TO, right? So it's more like they advertise the city basically, and most times they advertise restaurants, so maybe Jamaican, African, Italian, any restaurant, and they like kind of tell you, okay, this is the best place to check out. So what I do is if I'm in need of maybe if I'm in the mood to eat Italian, I just go and select that top two, and then I pick the top one and go and try it out. But I don't really like Italian food, but sometimes I get dragged out to try it. If it's African, I do the same thing. So that particular website actually like influences me. I would like. So yes.
Fair enough, fair enough. And then Mr. Morris.
No, not really. I mean, sometimes, uh, a lot of the times I don't know. Off the top of my head, the last restaurant I went with a couple of friends wasn't really a restaurant. It was more like a cafe that I wouldn't normally go on my own. So the only reason I was there in the first place was because I was going with a group of people. But usually I would say no. But if it's really really good, I would definitely, because I could remember there is this restaurant. It was a buffet style restaurant we had here in Coventry. Um, I went there for a friend's birthday way back, I think 2010, 11, and it was really good. So since then, if anyone comes to visit, I would like, oh, there's this nice place we can go for a buffet. So yeah, that's fine until the place eventually closed down. So, but apart from that, I can't remember any other restaurant that was really, really great. And I would say, yeah, I want to go back to this place. Or I was influenced because I went there with somebody, but not
No,
really.
fair enough. And
But yeah. And also another thing about me is I actually don't like repeating restaurants. So what I would do is, because I feel like there are lots of restaurants out there, so I don't have like a favorite restaurant. So if I try this one, I've crossed that off my list. So I'm looking for the next best restaurant. So I want to try as much as possible. But yeah, that's what I like to
right,
do.
so piggyback on that and to meet Ade's needs, would you rather have or would you rather only eat food from your cultural background or only try a new food from different cultures every week? I'll start. I'll rather only eat food from my cultural background. I'm not that experimental. You can already guess from the conversation today. But what about you at home and to the panel as well? Which one would you rather do? Let's go with Stanley.
Oh, different cultures for sure every day. Man, oh geez, my dream job is to travel and eat. So, um, oh man, like if I get that job right now, oh, I'm gone. So yeah, I would rather different cultures every day. Yeah.
Ade.
Can I understand? Is it
Either
either
or.
or? Is it hundred
Yes, hundred
percent?
percent. Yes.
Ah, I can never eat any Niger food
Yeah,
anymore.
from your cultural background, but you can. So your cultural background,
Yeah,
only
why
from your
not?
cultural background, or other cultures every other week, every week, basically. Yes,
Exclusively.
exclusively.
No, no, I'm not that heartless. No, home is where the heart is. Home is where the palate is.
Home can be where it's got to be,
And also
but
foods
geez,
our
Nigeria
foods are
can stay
more, to
back
me,
for
they're
me
more
because I
healthy
will
than
try
No,
all
no,
these
no.
other foods
everything.
though. That's the way I see it. So I'll stick with my cultural food.
Ah, where there's suya,
I'll
there's
stick
amala.
sorry, I'll stick with my
And kilishi. Um, and
exactly.
bully and fish.
As in I can't no bro.
Imagine who gives a
But
fish.
I guess my question
Well,
to
yeah,
tackle
go ahead.
that, I guess my when you talk about plantain and fish, who
The way it's
says that
prepared.
that's a Nigerian thing?
Well, it's,
Yeah, I was
it
just
That's
doesn't
gonna
have to
say
be
that.
I
Nigerian thing,
I
but it
think
is
Yeah,
a cultural. It says it's a cultural thing. So it doesn't matter where it's originated
yeah. But what
from.
makes you think? Yeah, but what makes you think that the culture itself
It
owns
doesn't have
it?
to own it.
Because when you talk about plantain and fish right now, yeah, when you talk about plantain and fish right now, the first thought that came to my head was actually Portugal. They do that a lot.
Do they? I've
Portuguese
not seen that.
folks that I
I've
know
not
of.
seen
Oh
that
yeah.
in a Portuguese restaurant I've been
Um,
to. That bully and fish.
no, like a local one. There is one close to where I work, and it's a combination of Portuguese and some other culture, but
Do they even
mainly
have plantain in
Portuguese. And
Portugal in the
man, they're
first place? So first of all, it can't be. It can't.
oh yeah, oh my God,
They don't have. They
if
don't
But
they
they
have
don't make
make
whether to plant
there's
plantain. First of all, so
do they make it like
no, no, no. They do. I
do
think
they
what are
make
you
it like we
talking
do
about?
though? That's
Yeah,
Colombians have plantain.
Angola has plantain. Yeah,
they probably will call it platanol than plantain. We call it plantain. They're probably going to say platanol, right? When I tried this Portuguese plantain and Galbani cheese on it, oh Lord have mercy.
yeah,
I may
like
That's
have
a
to return that
what
travesty.
kind of
later.
Plantain and
yeah,
cheese.
exactly.
Oh man, no, it's a type
that's
of
a great
local
answer.
cheese. So
Boris, which one are you going for?
what?
no, definitely. The thing is, how many times do I even eat Nigerian meals in a day? On average, I think it's just once, right? Because when I think about it, okay, like this, well, I
In a
just
when
had
you say in a day, you're
in a day.
what do you mean? So when
So
you say just once, so you're how many times do you eat?
no, like
You
okay,
eat three
let's
times
say
a
that
day.
you eat
I don't
like
eat
three
three times
times
a
in a
day.
day, right? Out of those three meals, only one of them would be like a traditional Nigerian dish, right? So that's
How
what
do
I'm
you
saying.
survive to then eat something else after eating a Nigerian food?
No,
It's
because they
always
are
fulfilling.
no, I don't. I think it's all about the thing with. I personally think that well, Nigerians don't really have a lot of varieties when it comes to
You're
meals. I
wrong.
may be wrong here.
You're wrong
Like
actually. No,
when we
you're
think
wrong
about
actually.
it, we don't
You're
really
wrong.
Yeah.
have that much
No, you are
varieties.
wrong.
It's
It's just because you
You're
don't
wrong.
want to
Trust me.
explore. We have over
no,
350
but
You're
tribes,
scaring
and then
me.
you say there's no variety of food. How can over 350 different?
but that's what I'm saying. Okay, how many tribes do you know of that actually like they go out of their way to prepare other tribes meal, like they actually
Yeah,
do
but,
that very apart from the normal
that's not a discussion.
egusi.
The
um
Hausas don't even cook egusi, so you can't even talking egusi.
exactly.
They have their own mea cook.
So if you're from Delta State, chances are you're only going to be preparing predominantly Delta
And
dishes. That's what I'm saying. So
That's
that's
why
why I say we
that's why
don't
I
really
say
have
Delta and you
that
marry
much of a
outside from Delta.
variety when it comes to.
no, you're saying people are limited in the option that they choose to go for. Not that there's no variety, because like I said, there's over
Even just in
350
Rivers State
Oh
alone, we have
yeah,
like
oh
with
yeah,
350 different cooks.
oh yeah. Maybe that's a better way to put
Yeah,
it.
right. And let's go. I know
Yeah,
it's time to
but
go soon, so
no.
I want to like round up as quickly.
Yeah, I guess my question before I walk away is: would you rather go for street food, you know, varieties, just like you said, or always just going to a fancy restaurant to eat? For me, I love street food. I don't know why, but there's something
But
different
you're
about it.
hygienic though, so if you're all into hygiene, like street
Oh, they're
yeah,
certain
there's
street food.
they usually
Trust
have
me.
such here every that's why I like
No,
summer over here.
yeah,
Because every
street
weekend
food
in
is
Toronto,
life.
they usually have stuff like that.
We don't have
What are you talking about?
we
Like
don't
I
really
think
have
this
street
other
food
this
in
weekend, I
Toronto
think they have
though.
Rib Fest.
I, you
Of
know,
course.
When they have rib fest, so just come out. No,
that's
no, that's
like
just
you have
that's
that
just
like what once a
that's
year
just one. That's what I'm
festival.
saying. That's just
We're
one.
having ours next
Every
2 weeks from
every
now.
weekend. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
I want to be
Every
able to go
every
to the
weekend,
street
not
every
every day,
day
obviously, but every weekend,
and
like
try
Saturday,
something
Saturday,
different.
Sunday. Yeah,
But
summer.
that's
Yeah,
only in the summer. I'm not asking a certain season. I'm talking about
I mean,
January
come
to
on.
Yeah.
December. Not in the summer. Yes, there's
January
street
is
food
cold
everywhere
now. Who
because
wants to
everyone
be
comes
on
out.
the streets?
January to December, I can just walk out and be like, today I feel like I want to try that spot right there, and just see. It, I don't know about you guys, but I
It
believe
does,
street
and
food brings about a sense of community,
it is.
and I'm
All
going to
right.
leave that
And
there.
I'm going to answer the question. I'll rather go to. No, I think I'll choose. I'll go with street food only because with street food you can choose what you're
And
going
there's
to eat.
varieties as well
But
too.
in restaurants, sometimes it depends on what the chef is making on the day. And then, what if I don't want to eat steak and peppercorn sauce? Things like that. So, I'll go street food and have
There
some
you go.
hog roast things and like that.
Yeah,
There you
definitely
go.
street
I
food.
want
Street
that.
food.
Like, give me $20
Yeah.
of that, and maybe $2
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, and street food
Come
usually in
on.
my
No, no,
experience they're
no,
not
they're
always
not.
very
Um,
expensive,
They're not.
so saves me a lot of money as well.
exactly. And you
So
satisfy
Yeah,
your
you can
your
get
curiosity.
this big amount for like a small amount of money.
Exactly.
And I like it
Exactly.
because you have
And,
Oh
different parts of
and
man.
the
Ade,
city
you're
doing it.
going
Oh
along. I'm
man.
Different
guessing
parts
you
of the
I
city
agree.
miss
doing
that.
that. So you can go from downtown to
Ade?
Who?
like the east part of the town to the west parts, different types. Bro, it's crazy.
Street food for life.
Uh, Restaurant food can be a bit pretentious sometimes, and those prices get on my nerves as well. It's like, oh, we put the sauce like that,
oh
so pay $55.
For Morris, I'm beginning to think. I think your taste in food has to be very particular. I don't think you like varieties. I don't think you
no,
can survive street food.
Doesn't like
no,
street food.
trust me, I've had
Bali is a
street
street food.
food. I've from
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
pretty much everywhere, right?
and was it
But
terrible?
yeah, that's why it was really, really terrible. Trust me,
See?
because
That's
for
what-
the amount I'm paying, right? Because I've actually spent what's it called? Not so expensive amount of money in like a fancy restaurant, and it
right,
was good value
right.
for money. But for this particular one, it wasn't because
So,
when
so what will make you say, "Man, now that was good food"?
for
But
me,
that's the thing.
number one would be the taste. I don't really care much about the experience in terms of maybe the servers if they're polite or not. Is the food good? Does the taste meet my expectations? Because the thing is, sometimes you would, for example, there was this restaurant I went to recently, right? It was supposed to be an Italian restaurant, right?
Supposed to.
And it was, yeah, it was, and
You,
trust me,
if
I
you're a
have.
critic, a food critic, oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
you
this
would be a
was in
whistleblower.
Italy, mind you. This was in Italy. So, and but I have had better Italian foods in the UK in comparison with that. So this is where sometimes the
Mm.
expectation comes in. When for the price I'm paying for a fancy restaurant, you would
Right.
expect that it should be top notch. At least the food should taste really good. First and foremost, the servings was really small, and I hate that. Right? It was
Do you then think
yeah.
that because you were in Italy, you thought, oh, it's going to be better? Don't you think that was you being influenced by the majority, even without going online
You're
or
going to
blah
the
blah blah?
source.
You just had in your mind that it's Italy, it will be better. Is that
Yes.
why your expectation was met?
I think that's partly why, but the thing is because it's in Italy, you expect that this would be the home of just like you going to Nigeria. There are lots of varieties, right? In fact,
Right.
all throughout I was in Italy, the food I had there, none of them were good. The only food I had that was nice was
Yeah.
the day I was actually leaving, and that was literally on a like a those restaurants, roadside restaurant that you expect the least from, and that was actually the one that had the best meal, and so that's what I'm saying. Like you would expect that, and it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was like a whole 3 days worth of food, and it was only the last
No,
day's
I know what
food
you're
that
saying
turned
because
out
I said
great.
earlier I enjoy Turkish
Yeah.
food a lot, and to be fair, that's why for my honeymoon I chose successfully to convince my wife that we go to Turkey because I wanted to like have a good experience because I didn't want to go to somewhere I'm not going to enjoy the food. But I'm not going to like just like
But
you.
but
Right.
but but how was the food in
That's it.
Turkey compared
It
to the
was
Turkish food you've had elsewhere?
it was okay, but I still preferred my local Turkish restaurant to the Turkish food I had in Turkey. You know, so I understand what you're saying. Like,
I'm not
yeah,
surprised. I'm really not surprised. I think it will be the same for anyone who's never been to Nigeria, but tasting Nigerian food
mm,
here. When they go back, it may be like, oh, it wasn't up to my expectation. I believe some way, somehow, we're all influenced by the country's food itself, thinking it's going to be better
mhm.
there. And then when
Yeah.
it's not up to the taste we want, we're like, oh, it's not good. But it's actually
Yeah, it's
good.
good to
Eh,
them, but it's not
to
good
be
to
honest
me.
with
I'm
you.
the one
I,
tasting it, so
True.
right. So let's
so,
The
and
thing
again,
the thing with
sorry, just sorry to cut you short, but I
yeah.
do believe for a fact that it also depends on how. So in England, you talked about the beef and blah 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 for Turkish food, right? I believe it's how your meat or your beef is raised as well. I hate goat meat. I love goat meat, but I hate eating goat meat in Canada. And when they ask me why, I always say this, and this is what I believe: our goats in Nigeria, they're way more stubborn than anything else. Hence why it's an insult. Why are you behaving like a goat? I believe that stubbornness, that rugged nature of our goats back home, make it
no, I think
way
it's
better.
more
The
matured.
goats here, they haven't
They don't
seen
really
life.
eat a lot of matured meat here because even when they eat in beef,
No,
it's like a
yeah,
calf. If it's sheep, they don't eat sheep or ram. They have
right.
lamb, so it's not like proper matured. You
There's no
don't taste.
taste.
Yeah, you don't really taste
Yeah,
the
I
Do
don't.
animal.
I
you get
don't
your goat?
taste
You
the
get your
goat
goat
meat
from the
here,
farm?
and
You get it directly from the
that's
farm?
one of the reasons I want to go
Do you
back
get
to
your goat
Nigeria. I
directly from the
want my
farm?
goat meat.
Do you get your
Say it
goats
again.
directly?
Farm or what's it called? Farmers market or whatever. I really don't like
Yeah,
any
I
goat
get
meat
mine
I eat here.
from the
I
local
just eat it
butchers,
like
but
you.
yeah, it's not the same. I've already resigned to the fact
Yeah.
that it's
No,
mostly going to be not matured meat. Even the chicken is not like a matured chicken. You'd have to go to like a
It's all the
I
proper
organic
think
place
it's
meat they
how
to
it's
get
give
it
you now.
raised
That's
for
why.
matured.
sure.
But
That's
yeah,
that's rubbish.
so
Yeah. Okay.
let's round up with a final. Would you rather, as always? Would you rather be able to? No, would you rather choose to live alone and be able to choose your own meal, or go out to eat with friends and have no choice in food selection? Which one would you rather do?
Live alone and choose my own meal.
Leave alone and choose my own meal. Leave alone and
Mm.
choose my meal.
No, I'll go
Because at
out.
the end of the day, I'm satisfying myself.
So
Hmm?
you're in deep thought for this one.
I'm satisfying myself, not others.
I am. I
So,
am.
Maurice,
No,
No,
I think
I want to choose my own meal. I
no.
can't have someone, for the rest of my life.
I'll
Is it for the
stay
rest
home.
of your
yes,
I'll
life?
stay home. Because at
Oh
the end of
no,
the day,
no,
it's
no,
not as if
no,
it's
no, 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 no.
but you
No,
like
no,
to
no,
explore
no, 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 no,
different
no.
tastes and all those things. So don't you want the experience of someone
That's why I want to choose my meal. Well, I want to explore. I can
you
choose
want to
my
guess
meal.
what
I
you
can choose
explore?
whatever I
Okay,
want. So, but you go tell me go eat the poisonous fish where it says if you don't swallow blah 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 in a certain minutes you're dead.
lionfish.
I don't want to
Yeah,
do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I love God, but I don't want to go immediately. I got more more things to achieve.
Maurice, which one are you going for?
So if you live alone, will you be the one to be preparing the meals yourself or
I don't know, but you can choose what you eat. Whether you order it, but you can choose what you eat. But if you go out with friends on a regular basis, you have no choice. Whatever they select is what you have to eat.
I'll invite the friends over.
No, but if it, that's still with friends now,
yeah.
so you have no choice.
No, I'm living alone,
Yeah,
but I
but
can
once
invite
you've
them
brought
and
them in, it's
we can
become a
sit
social
outside.
setting now. They have to choose.
Oh yeah, no, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna live alone and just pick whatever I want.
Yeah. What if they keep choosing the same thing over and over again, or it's not
Thank you
really?
very much.
Yeah. So I think I will, for that alone,
Yeah.
I might just because there's no restrictions as to what, or do I have to eat only what I know now, or can I do
No,
like,
you
further
can choose
searches
whatever
and
you can choose
explore?
whatever you want.
Oh no, definitely, yeah, I'll stay alone and choose
Yeah.
Right,
whatever because you can always explore new recipes and
Yes.
right.
yeah.
And Johnny boy, which one are you
Definitely
choosing?
Yeah.
stay on my own and choose my own meal because I remember one of my worst experiences in Canada is when you're about going out and then maybe deep down in the night you're gonna be hungry. So I went to a restaurant, I think an Indian restaurant, and I bought their rice and stuff. And then I went out. but I was so hungry outside. And then I came back home thinking I had the food at home. And when I got home, the rice was garbage. God, to use your word, terrible. So I ended up sleeping hungry. So since that day, hell no, it was terrible, man.
No, but
So
you,
since
you
that
have to
day,
say it was
hell no.
terrible.
I rather choose my hungry and be alone, please.
Um,
No, okay. Fair enough. And then and Ade.
Yeah, autonomy. Yes, I want to be able to choose and
Mm.
unchoose.
Garbage.
Yes, I don't also want to go and make me eat or buggy. No, I want to eat. I
I'll
want to
have
eat
you
what I
regretting.
want.
Hell no.
Fair enough.
Jeez,
I think I
Lord,
want.
they would say, "Let's go eat frog." Is that what
Bro,
you want?
no, but
I
frog is
remember
yeah,
in high
yeah,
nice.
there you go. People like it. I've never eaten.
Oh, so everything else was terrible, but frog is okay.
I remember
There
in
is
high school
something
a friend of
wrong
mine, she used to
with
bring
your taste
snake.
buds.
They used to eat snake.
Uh, no, it depends. That's why I say it depends. I think it depends on who's cooking it. Another thing is if you tried, for example, I've had traditional Malaysian cuisines, right? In Malaysia, I've had traditional Thai cuisines in Thailand. So I've had this different,
Wait. I gotta ask. You left your house
yeah.
and you said today I'm gonna go try frog.
With the soup inside,
Yeah,
with the
why
soup,
not?
frog soup.
Of all the things,
Wait, is the okay? Have you had this? What's it called? Is it grass cutter
Yeah,
meat? It's like a
I've
that's
eaten
traditional.
it.
different. Yeah, that's
It's
back.
not different. It's not different. It's the same way. You know the way we have
Well,
rabbit. Some people eat
yeah,
rabbit, right? Have you
I
tried that
eat
before?
rabbit. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
don't eat
it's this.
rabbit.
Some people see that as a giant rat,
Hmm.
and
They see
some people
frog as a giant rat.
no
So what's
rabbit.
squirrel then? If
Think
rabbit
about
is
it.
giant rat,
Look,
what's squirrel?
frog.
Exactly. Like I think I agree
But
with Morris.
frog,
I don't.
it actually tastes like chicken.
Well, I don't know.
Nah, nah,
You
nah,
should
nah.
Well, I
try
wouldn't
it.
try it.
Not even one.
So, anyways, guys, we're going to round up this episode.
I've actually had crocodile and alligator. Now that's good,
But
especially deep
frog, no.
fried,
Yeah,
like shrimp.
you
Yeah.
don't
But
line up
frog,
frog.
I would say try it first, and then you decide.
nah, I'm
Okay,
good.
frog,
No.
Yeah,
frog
no,
meets pepper soup. You don't know.
nah, no. With the
Uh,
and you literally took the legs and you saw it was frog and you went like this
yum.
to bring out the bone.
It sucked
You
out the
can
soup from
actually
the frog.
chew the bone. It's don't worry. Let me not say too much. Just
Right. So,
you should try it.
Again, I am very shocked that everything else was terrible,
Not every.
but
I didn't
you
say
are an
everything was
advocate for frog.
terrible. No.
That is the one thing you said today that you said, "Oh, frog is good." Every other thing you said, "Oh, it was
No.
terrible."
right. So, as a round up, guys,
Uh,
hope we've left you with a lot of food for thought. All right, on how food is inspired and can be basically traced back to your culture, your upbringing, your social setting, and even social media. Right. Thank you to everyone that has participated today. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Ade. Thank you, Johnny Boy. Thank you, Maurice, for this particular episode. Until the next time, as usual, stay curious, travel the world, enjoy different foods, even frog and rabbits, and stay safe. Use your brain, everyone, as usual. SCFR.